welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about chakras. So there are 7 main chakras in your body. We start off with the base chakra, which is situated at the base of your spine. It's also known as the root chakra. And you have your sacral chakra, which is located just below your belly button. Then you have your solar plexus chakra, which is located where your solar plexus is, just at the base of your ribs, the little triangle there. Then we have the heart chakra, which is situated the same line as your heart, just here in the middle of your chest. Then we have the throat chakra, which is situated at the throat. Then we have your brow chakra, which is situated just between the brows. And then we also have the crown chakra, which is situated at the top of the head. So for those of you that don't know what the chakras do, or you've heard of them but you're not really sure much about them, I thought I would do this video for you guys today to just talk you through a few of the basics of the chakras, what crystals you can use for the chakras, what the chakras are there for, and just give you a bit more information on those. So we'll start off with the lower chakras. So the lower chakras consist of the base or root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra. So the base 3 chakras are all your feminine energy chakras. Okay, and the energy that resides within them is a magnetic energy. Okay, so they all sit below the diaphragm, and their functionality is mainly receptive. So your base chakra connects to the floor. It brings in all the magnetic energy from the center of the universe, or the earth, but that's where your channels will go. So you channel everything up through the earth, the center of the earth, through your base chakra. Okay, so the bottom 3 chakras link us to Mother Earth and the universe. Okay, so they also link in with any family ties, so like family connections, friendships, those sorts of things is what they help us with. And they also help us with our instincts and our inherited ancestral energy. So from all our ancestors, all the energy that's passed on through the generations sits within the base 3 chakras of the lower chakras. Okay, so the upper chakras are your heart chakra, throat chakra, your brow chakra, and your crown chakra. And they are the masculine energies, and they consist of an electrical energy. Okay, so this energy is all about a giving energy. So for these 4 chakras, so they allow us to give love, to give communication. They allow us to link with the source as well. And as we become spiritual, or we start to have the capacity to love others, that is when these chakras come into play and activate and become much more needed within our lives. So when we start off when we're younger, it's the bottom 3 chakras, the lower 3 chakras that we tend to start off with, and then throughout our lives, when we start to love and we start to give, that's when the other 4 chakras come into play. So the main thing we need to know about our chakras is that they are all interdependent, which means if one of the chakras has been shut down or isn't working correctly or as it should, that all the other chakras will compensate. So they will pick up the slack for the chakras. For example, say your heart chakra is switched off, all the other chakras will pick up and will work extra hard to try and compensate to keep you in balance. But by doing that, they put their own selves, their own chakras out of balance because they're having to push more than they are able and trying to do jobs they're not meant to do. And that causes a mass imbalance within the body and within our souls and within ourselves. So it is important that we have all of our chakras in alignment all the time. So I'll talk you through the chakras, starting with the root chakra. So the root chakra, the energy and the colour of the chakra is red. So when you're doing any form of chakra meditations or anything like that, when you're trying to work with the root chakra, you visualize the colour red. Okay, it's a very strong colour, and it is the colour of the root chakra. So the sacral chakra is linked with the colour orange. So again, if you're trying to do some colour therapy and trying to work with that sacral energy, the colour you need to be thinking of is orange. Okay, moving up to the solar plexus chakra, that is yellow. So nice sunny yellow is what you need to think of when you're trying to work with the sacral chakra. Okay, you've got the throat chakra. The throat chakra is blue. Okay, I've missed out the heart chakra, so we'll go back to that one. But the throat chakra is blue. Right, so quickly going back down to the heart chakra. The heart chakra is green. So when you're working with it, you've got to think of the colour green, like a nice grassy green, or you can have many shades, but that's the colour I like to think of when working colour-wise with the heart chakra. So moving up to the brow chakra, that is indigo. Okay, so you think of a nice indigo colour. You can also use purples when working with the brow chakra. Going up to the crown chakra. So the crown chakra is violet, but I tend to think of white or clear. So when working with the crown chakra, I like to imagine a nice big bright white light shining down on the body and washing over me, and that's what I think of when I think of the crown chakra. So we'll talk about a bit more about the root. So the root chakra, like I've said before, it draws its energy from the earth's magnetic field. Okay, from the magnetical core of the earth is where the root chakra draws all the energy. Okay, it stimulates aggressive drives, so that's as in a survival, so that's your survival instinct. Okay, is based in the root chakra. It also anchors our spirit to this realm, to the earth, keeps us grounded as well. If you ever go through life or there's a time period where you just feel not quite grounded, it's probably because your root chakra is out of whack and it needs some work doing on it. Okay, so in order to ground yourself through the root chakra, the best thing that you can do is walk barefoot on the earth. Go to a beach, walk barefoot in the sand, let the sea wash over your feet, or go walk in the garden. Okay, and just walk along the grass with the garden and just feel the earth between your toes and let it wash over you, and that's the fastest way to get grounded and re-heal that root chakra. Okay, I keep saying okay a lot. Don't worry, just ignore it when I do, okay? There it goes again. So sacral chakra promotes our ability to enjoy life in physical ways, okay? It also helps us to bring abundance into our life. Okay, it also is the primary chakra for our reproductive abilities as human beings. That all sits in the sacral chakra, and all our sexual prowess and everything like that sits in our sacral chakras. So moving up to the solar plexus chakra, this is the main chakra that draws energy. So if you're around a group of people, and you might have heard the term an energy vampire. So just if your energy gets drained or anything, your solar plexus chakra is the one that interacts and can pull things in, all right, from other people. So you want to be careful to protect it, to make sure that's not doing it. But it's the main chakra for self-value, confidence, and freedom of choice. So all of those abilities fall in the the solar plexus chakra. Then we go to the heart chakra. So obviously it's the heart, it's the main force for your love and your compassion, and it's the key chakra in your life energy. Okay, and it's the seat of the divinity within us. That's all in your heart chakra. Okay, so if you're ever feeling out of work, or if you go through a really bad heartbreak, your heart chakra will probably need a lot of work to rebalance it. So moving on to the throat chakra, this is your main communication center. So obviously as we speak, our voices, they're all situated through my throats, the throat chakra. So it's all about communication, okay? And it also helps direct life force towards creativity as well, because in order to create things, we voice things a lot in order to do that. So if you are wanting to say something to somebody and you don't say it, that can cause a build-up and cause your throat chakra to be blocked. So the easiest way to unblock that is to say what you need to say when you need to say it. Okay, so if there's something in your mind and you need to say it, continually speaking your truth helps to keep your throat chakra aligned and in balance and flowing correctly. The brow chakra is all about intelligence and it seeks the truth. Okay, so it's situated between the brow. It's also known as the third eye. So when we're working with third eyes and things, it's what we use is the brow chakra. So again, if you're seeking the truth, or you know, you're not using your head and you've got all the knowledge and things you need there, but you're not using it, that can cause a blockage within that. Going up to the crown chakra. So the crown chakra is our connection to the source. Okay, it's the connection to the universe, it's connection to spirit realms, it's connections to everything above what we know here on the earth plane. So again, when you are spiritually awakening, your crown chakra should be quite lively in that. With every level up that you do throughout your spiritual awakening, your crown chakra will be a huge part of that. All right, so why do we need all of our 7 chakras to be in alignment? The best way to describe this is if you think of a long piece of string that's connected to the universe and is coming down through the center of our head, all the way down through our center and out through to the earth's core. Okay, or a pole, whatever, how you want to think of it, this long piece through us. Okay, you need to think of each chakra as a switch or a plug. All right, so in order for the energy to come up through the earth's core and back up to the divine, we need each chakra to be working. We need each switch to be switched on. Okay, if you're doing science, or you might have done this in school, where you do the little electricity grids where you get the switches and the little light bulbs. Okay, if the light bulbs didn't go off when you switch the switch, okay, that's kind of what it's like. If there's something wrong there. Okay, so if all the switches are switched on, the energy will flow to and from really well, you will be in balanced, and you'll be working at your absolute best chakra wise. If a switch is switched completely off, say for example your heart chakra is switched completely off, the energy can only go up so far. The energy will stop. Okay, if that switch is completely switched off, it's not allowing any energy to flow through where it needs to go. So it is important that that doesn't happen, because that will cause a block, which causes build up, which causes strain on all the other chakras that are trying to push through the energy, or the chakras that are trying to receive the energy. It's just going to cause a block, and it's just going to pile out everywhere else, and that is not good at all. So it is important that we have our chakras unblocked for the energy to flow through correctly. Okay, now if we have got a chakra that is working, it is just not working well, it is just a bit limp, or it's just a bit bruised and it just doesn't want to function well, that again will cause strain on all the other chakras and the energies systems, and that is not what we want. Okay, so for example, again we'll use the heart chakra. If the heart chakra is blocked or it's not working, you can get the energy, some of the energy is going through, some of it's being passed the wrong way. It could be put a build up in our, push it down, put a build up in our root chakra, and that could cause us to be ungrounded, and it could cause us to get aggressive, and our survival instincts that are based in that chakra could become into overdrive, and that could cause you to go just really aggravated, really irritated, and just not feel 110% yourself. So again, making sure it's flowing correctly is the best thing we can do. So as I said, there are several ways to detect whether or not your chakras are in alignment. The most common ones are you'll just not feel yourself, you'll be out of work, you'll just feel a bit meh, you know, something's just not going right, or if your brows out, your crown, you'll be getting headaches. If you've got a really sore throat, you could have your throat out. If you're just getting a bit of a sore chest, then your heart's out. Like stomach problems, then your sacral could be out. All right, so there are ways to detect it, but you'll instinctively know when a chakra is out once you get used to chakras and working with your chakras. So there are several ways that we can put our chakras into alignment. We can work on them individually, as I've listed previously, for the root chakra, the ground, or for the majority of the chakras, if you want to do them as a whole, just to keep on top of it, just to make sure they are. Salt baths are really, really good. So you could have an Epsom salt bath, you could have a pink Himalayan salt bath, or you could have a Dead Sea salt bath. If you just put this bath salt in the bath and you get in there and you just relax in there for 5 to 10 minutes, just completely relaxing. Salts in the baths help to realign your chakras. So if you like someone to have loads of baths and you love treating yourself like that, which I do, then definitely bath salts are great for realigning your chakras. If you don't have a bath, or you just don't have time to have baths, then a quicker way, it's all dependent on your chakras, how much of a block you've got and things like that, but you could sage yourself. So if you went out and bought some sage or Palo Santo, then that works the same as sage. Then you can just go over your body with the sage, with the Palo Santo stick, and just cleanse your whole body. So cleansing your whole body, cleansing your aura, will also cleanse your chakras. So that is a really good way for a quick once over. I know a lot of people that do it in the mornings just to make sure that they're all set and ready for the day. That is a good way to do that. You can also have sage incense, or sandalwood incense is another good one. But you can have incense, you can just light them in your room and just have them burning throughout the day or however long they last. If you're watching telly, just have them on in the background. They will cleanse the air, but they will also cleanse yourself and your chakras as well. You can also get chakra specific fragrances, and they will help to work on individual chakras. Okay, so another way is, one of my other favorite ways of doing it is to go and get crystal healed. You can also go Reiki as well, but for sacral or any chakra work, I prefer to get crystal healed. I am a qualified crystal healer, so I do love working with crystals a lot. As you can see, I've got one on, got a lovely little rose quartz on at the moment. I have my little chakra bracelet to keep my chakras in check all the time. So the best thing to do with these is you can go, you can go and look on the internet, you can find a crystal healer close to you, or you can book in and you can go for a session or however many sessions you need and go and get your chakras worked on that way. Or if you would like to do it at home and you have some crystals, then by all means you can do that. I have got some crystals that I'm going to show you in a moment and talk you through them, okay, what to do with them. But the main rule is, if you want to have a go at this at home, okay, you can, and if you've got the crystals to do it. The best way of remembering what crystal goes with what chakra is to remember the colours of the chakras. That's why remembering the colours are so important. If you're having difficulty remembering the colours of the chakras, think of the colours of the rainbow. Okay, so the base underneath of a rainbow is red, the root chakra is red. So it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and that's the colours of the rainbow, and also the colours of your chakras. So start at the base of your spine and go up from there. I always like to think of rainbows as the chakras of the world being exposed, which is quite a nice way to think of it. So we'll start with the root chakra, which is red. So my favourite crystal to use when doing crystal healings on your root chakra is red jasper. So you can see that lovely red jasper crystal. Okay, so that's my favourite one to use when you're doing any root work. And the sacral chakra crystal I like to use the most is this one, which is carnelian. So any orange crystal, but carnelian is my favourite to use. Going up to the sacral, I like to use citrine. So this is a lovely citrine crystal, and I love to use that for my sacral. For the heart, any heart work, I quite like to use malachite. So this is a malachite crystal. See it? It's just a lovely green crystal, and I like to use that for the hearts. You can use rose quartz when working with the heart chakra as well. Rose quartz is crystal of love, and obviously with it being the heart chakra, you can put it on there. You can use other pink crystals as well for the heart chakra. I personally prefer to use green crystals for the heart chakra. If I need to use a pink, I'll always use rose quartz because it's the perfect crystal for the heart, because it's crystal of love. Alright, then I've got this bit of sodalite for the throat chakra, so I always make sure throat's blue. Going up to the brow, I always use amethyst. This is a lovely piece of amethyst. I like to use amethyst because amethyst helps relieve headaches, which is a symptom of your brow chakra being out of whack, and it also helps to boost the third eye. Okay, so that's where the third eye sits in your, especially if you are gifted like me, you do tarot cards or you have got spiritual gifts to communicate, things like that. It just helps boost your spirituality, and it's really nice to use when working with the brow chakra. And then I use just this bit of clear quartz. It's a lovely clear quartz crystal. This is the crystal I like to use for the crown chakra, because you can use normal quartz, but I like to use clear quartz just to get that extra boost. Clear quartz is a master healer as well, but I like to use it just to give that extra boost to the divine and to help clear those. So how do you use crystals? You can put them in your pockets and walk around with them in your pockets, and they will help to heal and work with whatever they need to do that. Please make sure you cleanse your crystals after each use and before each use to make sure they're fully cleansed and they're not hogging on to any negative energies or any bad energies that they've picked up from being worked with before. Okay, so the best ways again to do this are Palo Santo sticks, sage sticks. If you have any selenite at home, selenite is a great crystal because it self-cleanses itself and it can cleanse any other crystals. You can get slabs of this, you can get bowls of selenite, you get all sorts of selenite products and crystal types, but you just put it with one of them and that will help cleanse it. You can cleanse crystals underwater, so running water, but be very, very careful because only certain amount of crystals can be underwater. Never put raw crystals underwater because that can deteriorate them. Personally, I don't like to cleanse with water. Obviously I know about crystals and things, so I know which ones can and can't be. So if I'm go to the sea and I have a couple of crystals on me that I know are 110% okay in water, then I will let the sea go over them because I love the sea and that's a really good way to cleanse it. But around the house, around the home, it's just, personally, especially if you don't know that much about crystals, it's a lot safer to just cleanse with the sage, with the Palo Santo sticks, with the selenite. It is just a lot safer to do that. You can also cleanse your crystals in moons, so whenever it's a new moon or a full moon, pop your crystals out, cleanse it with the rays of the moon. You can also cleanse with the rays of the sun. Personally, I prefer moon energy to cleanse my crystals, and I use the sun energy to charge them up again, and that's how I like to do those. But yeah, so again, can just be very careful if you're going to use water, especially if you're in a hurry or anything, and if you've got the wrong crystal, using it once won't make a difference. But if you constantly cleanse crystals in water that shouldn't be cleansed in water, over time they will deteriorate. That's no good for yourself or the crystal. So what you do with crystals, other than carrying them around in your pockets, is when you do a crystal healing session on yourself at home, you can lie on the sofa, lie on the floor, lie in bed, but find a nice, quiet, peaceful place to lie and pop a lovely incense on in the background. You can light a couple of candles as well, get it nice and relaxing for yourselves. What you then want to do is, starting at the root chakra, you want to place obviously the root chakra is at the base of the spine, but where you place it when you're doing crystal healing is between the ankle bones. okay, because that's the best place to place it. So you pop your red jasper or your red crystal between the ankle bones. All right, you can, if you're working on yourself, pop it between the legs right at the top, but it's just however you feel comfortable doing it. Obviously, if you're working with other people, put it between the ankles. Then pop your orange crystal just below your belly button on your sacral chakra. All right, then you want to move up and pop your yellow crystal just at the bottom of the ribs where your solar plexus is. Then pop your heart chakra crystal, green one or pink if you need to, here. Your throat chakra crystal, the blue one, pop on your throat. Always be careful when placing crystals on throats, okay, because especially working with the throat chakra, I've had some clients and stuff when I'm working with them where they pop it on the, or go to put it on the throat chakra, and it can be very, very heavy. It depends on the level of the block on your throat chakra, but it can be quite heavy. So just make sure it feels right, it's comfortable at any point during the healing process. If it doesn't, it gets too heavy, please take it off. Don't put yourself out of comfort. If it's heavy and you need to take it off, then take it off. But that's why, just at the bottom in this little dippy bit here, that is where you'd pop your blue crystal. Okay, so the purple crystal for your brow chakra, between the eyebrows, just on this little spot here, that's where you would pop that. And clear crystal or your white crystal for your crown chakra, just pop, if you're laying back, just pop it at the top here, so it's sitting just on the top of your head. Okay, so you just want to lay there with these crystals, obviously pre-cleanse, make sure they're cleansed and stuff before you do this. Just lay there with the crystals. You want to lay there for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depends on how much time you've got and what feels. Always use your intuition to do these, guys, all right? So if you've had it on for 2 minutes and you suddenly feel like, no, it's fine, go. If that's what your body is telling you, then listen and do that. If you've had it on for 20 minutes and that's how long you need to have it on, that's how long you need to have it on for. All right, so just always listen to your body, listen to your intuition, and go from there. And when using crystals and things, all right, guys? So once they're placed on, the crystal energy will flow into your sacral, I keep saying sacral, your chakra energy, and they will flow and it will heal and unblock your chakras, allowing the energy to flow really thoroughly through. Okay, you might get a little tingling feeling just before you feel a rush going through. That's probably because your chakras are opening up and letting the energy go through. That's absolutely normal, that is fine, don't worry about that. All right, so that's a good one to do, is the crystals. If you have a pendulum and you're a pendulum worker, you can use pendulums to detect what's going on in your chakras. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what a pendulum is, this is a pendulum. This is my opalite pendulum. So it's a little upright there, pointed crystal like this, and it's on a string. So you pop it over your finger like this, and you pop your thumb just like that. So you don't want to be holding it like this, you don't want to be holding it like this, you want to, a lot of people hold it like this. You don't want to be doing that, you want to be over there, just your thumb on the top, let it dangle a little bit like this. So you want to pop it over your hand just to test the energies and things are working. So it should start to move when it's working. Then you'd ask it or tell it, show me yes. And it should start to flow in a direction that shows you yes. Stop. When you say stop, it should stop. There we go. And then you want to ask it to show me no. Show me no. And it flows in the completely opposite direction. And stop. Okay. So that is how you use pendulum. So you can ask it questions and things like that. No, I was not wiggling it. I've done this, showing people before that, oh, you're wiggling it. I'm not wiggling it. It works with your own energy, okay? So human beings, we're made up of energy just like everything else. The energies collide, they move, and they bounce around with each other, and that's how these work. All right? So you would hover it over a chakra that you're working on, or if you're doing it for a friend, you'd hover over their chakra, like so. So holding it, make sure you're holding it correctly. So you'd hover it over their chakra, all right, and you would say, is this chakra working? All right, and the pendulum will flow either forward and back, or it might move differently. I know people that ask it, show me yes, and it will go clockwise, and no would be anti-clockwise. It's however your pendulum works for you. So you'll know how your pendulum works. That's why you always ask it to show you what it means, so that you know how it's working. So you'd hover it over this chakra and you'd ask it, is this chakra working? And it will either say yes or no. On the odd occasion, it can do a movement that it hasn't previously shown you. This would tend to indicate that it isn't working, or it's not working quite well. There's something a bit amiss with it. So that's how you could indicate how they work, if they're working, if they're not working, and then you can figure out where you need to go from there. Another way of working with the pendulums is just hovering it without asking it any questions. Obviously make sure your pendulum is clean. So I did cleanse all of these before I got them out today. You hover it over the chakra, and your chakras or pendulum should be swinging up and down the body, okay? Up and down the body is how the energy goes, okay? So if your pendulum is swinging, say it's swinging up and down the body, I am swinging this just to let you know, up and down the body like this, then that would indicate that that chakra is flowing correctly and in the right way. If you do it for all the chakras and they're all doing that, then you're in perfect flow. Well done. So if it doesn't do that, if it starts swinging side to side like this across the body, that means there's a block. Okay, so that means that chakra will need a bit of healing doing to it because there is a block. Stop. There we go. If it doesn't do absolutely anything, this is wiggling because it has picked up some energy with me. If it does absolutely nothing, that means it's completely shut down and it needs a lot of work doing to it. So you would, at the start of a session, I go over with a pendulum and I check all the chakras. I can tell if they're flowing correctly, if there's a block, or if they're not completely just not going to work, or there's something completely wrong with them. If it is the case that they're all completely stopped, which I have had before, none of them are working, that could indicate that you're a new person to spirituality. So don't worry if it's saying that you've got no energy flow whatsoever. It just means that you're probably at the start of your journey. All right, the last person I had that had completely nothing was a brand new comer to the spirituality team, if you like, and it's because they'd only just started their journey, or was about to start their journey, and they just needed opening up so that that client could start their journey. Okay, so that's nothing to worry about if it's there. If you've already been doing stuff with the law of attraction and spirituality for a while, you just haven't come across the chakras yet. So you're like, well, I am spiritually awake, I am spiritually active, and I've been doing things and it's completely stopped, nothing's happening. Don't panic. It just means that there's a very, very, very large block there, which means it'll probably need a lot more work than the minor blocks being indicated by it swinging across the body. So again, not to worry, just means you need to concentrate more energy into those. So you go through all the chakras, seeing which way the energy is flowing. If the energy is flowing, then that will teach you which chakras need a lot more work than others. I keep falling off this chair, it's not very good, guys. Okay, so that again is not to worry, you just work on all of the chakras and make sure everything's flowing. Personally, for me, I will always put a crystal on. If it's the pendulum starts swinging manically up and down, I won't put a crystal on, but if it is swinging up and down, but it's not a lot, I will put a crystal on that chakra just to improve the flow and just to give it a little bit of a boost there. And sometimes if it's completely not swinging at all, I'll put 2 crystals on that chakra just to give that an extra pushed start, if you like. So just figure out what works with you if you're going to work with the crystals doing the chakra healing, and you'll know how your body reacts and what you need to do once you use your intuition. So that's all I have got for you on chakras today. I have got a book. This book is one of my favourite chakra books I have. It's the Complete Guide to Chakras Vintage Edition. It says Unleash the Positive Power Within. It's by Ambika Waters. It looks like this. Can you see that? Okay, I got this from the Works. I do believe you can probably get it on Amazon or other bookshops, depending on what country you live in. But if you want to know an in-depth, really in-depth about chakras, this is a really good one. It talks about visualizing the chakras, more about the history of the chakras, and it just goes into things a lot more details than I have done today. That is definitely a really good chakra book if you're a beginner, or even if you already work with chakras and thinking, oh, I want another chakra book, go and check that book out. It is really, really good. But yeah, I think that's everything that I can think of as a beginning perspective on the 7 chakras today. If you have any questions whatsoever on chakras or about anything, any other videos like this that you want me to do, I can talk about law of attraction. I practice that every day, manifesting, journaling, gratitude practice. I do all of that daily, so if you want to know anything about that, want me to do a video of it, please leave me a comment in the comment box below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you are loving it as much as I am. And if you want to see more videos, then hit the subscribe button. I upload videos every Friday at 8 PM and I do that once a week, obviously. But yeah, any questions, I will try to get back to you all as soon as I can. If you are on Instagram, go and check out my Instagram page. It is Spiritual Crystal Cave, and it was lovely to see you all today, and I hope to see you all soon. So this is all from me. Lots of love and light. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.